Selfie. Nice handshake between our competitors before we start. And looks like Irving's going to go first. I think he's got a white mage in hand as well. And what do we start with? Do we do the selfie? Do we have a forward? We can recur the Furion. We've also got, looks like the Samurai Crystal backups. Looks like he's got quite a few choices. $5 deal. Dude, I wish. It used to be $5. Now around here it's $8. It's ridiculous. So selfie will let us get back a fire forward. We opt for Soul over Furion. $5 deal was my jam back in the day, but just price keeps going up and up. And we'll let go of Refia and White Mage. I have to pull that one up really quick. I don't 100% remember what that card does. I don't think it does anything on entry before damage 3. White Mage, water backup. Or is that the... So he can bounce a forward opponent controls if he pays 1. I believe that's what it is. Yeah. And looks like we're playing against Category 13. Uh-oh. Could be a quick one. Zaz searching out his son Daj. There are 7 rounds, correct. So there'll be 2 more rounds after this. This here, 5th round. Matt Smith looks like we got on the right. Wonder if he shares any relation to the Matt Smith that played Doctor Who. And Squall, okay, not your normal 13 card, but hey, it's got haste. We'll put Samurai back up into damage and send it on back to Irving. Irving probably not too sad to see that card go. He's got more backups already, and he may have to put out somewhat of an aggressive start. This is definitely not as fast as we've seen some 13 decks. But you do have to be a little careful of this Squall, because it can wipe out a lot of cards. Awesome. Okay, so we tap 2, pitched Furion, and a Samurai backup. We're going to search 2 Warrior of Lights. We can also search out 2, I think it's FFL category forwards, but usually people search for Warrior of Lights. Hey, old Opus 12 Ferris. Oh, man, I love that card. That was the card that got me, I think, did my very first video. And we'll search out the Light Wool all the way from Opus 5. I believe we were told there was 100 at the venue, if I'm not mistaken. I think they'd sold like 130, 136 tickets, but I think we have 100 people who actually showed up. So Ferris can start picking at this board. Of course, we're going to at least take 2 more points of damage, possibly more if Matt has... Nope, just going right in with the Squall. Hit a Crystal Lena. Oh, hit double Crystal Lena. Looking in a mirror. I mean, maybe that's not the worst thing. Irving doesn't have any crystals currently, and he would have just drawn double Lena, which is a bit dead. So maybe he's actually kind of okay to see both of those go. I don't know. Presumably Ferris is coming out. We do also have Susano in hand, although I don't know if we're quite ready to give up a backup. Yep. So Ferris, when any job Warrior of Light forward enters the field, she can either deal 2,000 damage to a forward for every job Warrior Light control, or make the next one you cast 2 cheaper. So Wool will now be 2 cheaper. Wool will enter the field. He'll trigger his own ability. Ferris will trigger again. A 4K ping is not quite enough to do anything yet, so I'm assuming Irving is going to say 2 cost reduction, hoping to hit something relevant. There's a Dusk. Dusk and Lena. Okay, we can use Dusk and Lena. Lena, again, we don't have the crystals to make work, but Dusk, I think, draws us a card on entry, since if we control another Warrior of Light, which we can play, and we'll shoot for 6,000, so we could ping off the Zaz. Yep, so we did do a cost reduction. He only costs 1. He should, yep, we'll ping with Ferris, so 6,000 to Zaz, and I believe Dusk will draw us a card as well. Hey, there we go. 2 in hand, so we don't have to worry about Squall doing the old double wave clear that he would do. I mean, Irving's got a good board state now, and if this Ferris stays on the field, basically anything he plays is going to delete what Matt has. I'm assuming Matt is playing 13, giving the Zaz and Dodge, but looks like he just didn't get one of the normal openings you're looking for that deck. No sign of Hope, no sign of Vanille, no sign of Lightning even. It goes Aldo and Ramu. Okay, looks like that should be 3 summons. So we're going to go ahead and pop Ferris. Oof. Yeah, She didn't stick around too long, did she? Nice full art Seymour coming down. Seymour. Seymour. Oh, what a name. Seymour saying that if I have 3 summons in the break zone on entry, I get to break one of your forwards. Now, Squall. Oh my gosh, guys, I can't talk. What's going on? All that ice cream. My mouth's getting all gummed up. Squall can swing in. We could block with the wall to revive something. I think you revive a 3 or less, if I'm not mistaken. We will pitch Ramu and another Squall, Lumina. There's hope. Okay, now we can start going into the 13 stuff. Matt, hoping it's not too late to begin the 13 train. Is it ever really too late when you're putting on the damage pressure? As again, assuming this Squall is going to come screaming in. I don't know what Irving has in his break zone that he could revive. Well, actually, so like, let's say he swings with Squall and we block with Wool, which would do another 4k to the board, does 8k total to the board, which we're not going to do. We're just going to take the damage. There goes Sasano. I think by the time Wool and Dusk hit the break zone, are they in there together where he can target Dusk? So he could target the very Dusk that died alongside him. He might be able to. Someone in rules, or in the chat, if you know that, let me know for sure. But because his ability wouldn't trigger until he hits the break zone, right? I think he could technically target the Dusk that died alongside him, but I'm not 100% sure on that. So Irving does have Sasano. I don't think this Seymour is at threat for his instant damage. Seymour can dull himself and remove 6 summons from your own break zone to deal your opponent an instant point of damage. I don't think Matt has quite that many summons in there. Susano would, of course, also wipe out your own forwards and prevent your own wall death revival. He's considering Soul. No, plays Famford, actually. Okay, so presumably we're going to sacrifice our own wall. Maybe get back the Soul from the break zone? Or do we have something else we can get? Is Furion a Warrior of Light? Oh, we had Refia in there. Nice. Okay, yeah, that's a good one. So we don't quite have 4 Warriors of Light for the dull reactivation to trigger, but we've got 3. We're close, man. If we could get one more. Does Irving have one more in there? Okay, now we have it. Yep. So we'll dull 4 Warriors of Light. We choose a forward and we put it on... Is it the top or bottom? I think you get to pick, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, it puts on the bottom. Or it might have been bottom. There's one card out there that lets you pick top or bottom, and I can never remember which one it is and which one's just bottom or top. Go to attack phase. Refia says activate all the Warrior of Light you control. We could have attacked with Dusk if we wanted to, but looks like he's opting not to. Doesn't want to risk giving his opponent potential burst comeback. Also, by leaving the 4 up, we also threaten that, hey, I'm going to remove anything that you put out as well, which is very nice. So Refia is top or bottom, okay. Let's see. We definitely need to get Refia off the field before we commit any forwards, otherwise they're just going to go bye-bye. Top or bottom is Refia, okay. And that can basically be done at instant speed just by dulling 4 Warriors of Light. Ooh, so Matt, man, it's looking rough. Again, this was, if he'd put him all the way to 6, you always got to be careful of 13 sneaking something out, but he, now Irving is being able to build his board up. He does put down, I'm assuming that's the Lunith backup. So now we'll have another Warrior of Light. Nothing to send packing at this point, but we could still activate, although we're not activating 4. So we won't get to draw a card, but hey, we got our backups back. That doesn't feel too bad, does it? Here comes Mr. Soul. And point of damage is Soul for Null. I give up my Soul for a Null. And we still have 4 Warriors of Light active. Again, still threatening. I'm just going to remove anything you put down. So Matt, he's basically locked out of like the normal 13 play here at this point. He can't just put down a Hope into a Vanille, into Lightning. They're going to get removed off the board by the Refia. He has to get this Refia off the field first. How does he do that? I don't know. Bahamut, a little expensive, but it does work. Paying a lot. Yeah, okay, it is Bahamut. Yep. Bahamut. Refia's got to go bye-bye. I don't think anything on field can mess with that. I know the Sarah backup can activate The white mage can bounce, I think, an opposing forward. And I think Lunith can, give something 1,000 power and haste, maybe? Yep. So Refia gets removed from the game entirely. And will Matt pass after that, or does he have another follow-up? Not the cheapest play, right? Cost you 5. You're only working with 1 backup here. Yeah, just has to pass after that. Does get Refia off the field, just hoping Irving can't draw another one. Here comes Mr. Soul. No? Almost. Soul was like, we're going to send in Dusk first. Take a point of damage. There's lightning. Oof. Yeah, Irving kind of points like, yep. Happy to see that go. Also may have just been gesturing to Matt. So Matt is down 1 lightning at least. And this is, I'd almost say take your time and build your backups, but some of these 13 decks just don't even run the backups to do that. So that might not even be an option for him. The Refia is gone, so you are a little safer to put out a forward, which he opts to do. Hope, are we going to on the stack Famfrit? Or just Amaterasu? Yep. Says, nope, I don't think so. And with that, that may have just been Irving sealing the win. I know there's still quite a few points of damage, but that's huge. Having to pitch 2 from hand, and Irving can just tap the backups and discard 1 card. Hope essentially read, when he enters the field, break Hope. Your opponent discards a card. So Irving in firm control here. I mean, gosh, with the way he's been able to just kind of keep Matt's board clear, he really doesn't even need to commit much else. But says, I'm going to anyway. Here comes Aegis. Aegis will play Warrior of Light 4 or less for free. Is it Refia? Oh, it's Refia. Ta-da! Just in case you thought that, maybe we're going to do something. Yeah, you're not going to do anything. Goes to combat. Reactivates our Warriors of Light. Can't finish him off this turn, but we are threatening lethal for next turn. We party attack. Soul will make us a crystal. Does Soul let you party with... Oh, Aegis does. I was like, wait, I don't think Soul... That's right. That Aegis has the text that your Warriors of Light can party regardless of element. There goes Null. All the cards that Matt wanted to see on turn 1 and 2, Null, Lightning, Sarah, Null, Lightning, Hope, are just falling into the damage zone like, help us, sir, help us. Oh my goodness. And we still have 4 up for the Refia trigger. I mean, he needs his own board wipe, but I'm pretty sure 13 decks don't run that. So unless Matt surprises us all with a Philia or a Susano here, and then pray that Irving doesn't have another Amaterasu. Irving is looking to be in full control of this one. Yeah, just passes. I mean, this is lethal if we don't have anything. And again, 13 tends to not have like a ton of EX bursts that are going to stop you from dying. Maybe you'll draw a card or 2, but... Here we go. Go to combat, I'm assuming. Or is this pre-combat? Looks like. Is this Ferris? Hey, there's Ferris. She should be on board for this. And I believe the Lunith can give her haste. If I'm not mistaken, in case we really needed that final attacker. Yeah, we're going to go ahead and do it now. Huh, that's kind of surprising. He certainly didn't need to, of course. He could have just waited. Or do you have to do it in the main phase? Let me see if I can find Lunith really quick. Back up. Choose a job, Warriors Light. It gains 1,000 power and haste. You can only use this ability during your turn. So he could have waited till it was time for Ferris to attack. Ramu will take out Soul. Here comes... So we took a damage from Refia. That's the second null. Do we got another one? Okay, Odin, nice. So once we've taken a point of damage, this Odin will break any forward of cost 4 or less. So we go ahead and take out that Ferris, so the haste is no longer relevant, but we are still likely going to 6 here. Here comes Aegis. There goes Ixion. Not a whole lot of help. And another hope. Man, look at all those double null, double hope, the lightning. Oh my goodness. Matt has just got to be thinking, where were all of you at the start of this? And despite staving off a defeat that turn, yeah, he's pretty much got nothing. Irving extends the fist bump. We've got a light lightning in hand. If Irving had been closer, if again he was on damage 6, then you do have to be cautious, and there is always that chance that with an Ishtola or whatever else that Matt can just sneak in that last point that he needs, but still having to hit him 3 times just seemed like an impossible task, especially with the Refia just sitting there saying, I will not let you keep a forward on the board. Well done, Irving. Well done. Nice to see Warriors of Light. And Noise and I happy to see those win. And he's rocking some old cards too. Opus 7 Dusk and Opus 12 Ferris. Like, makes me happy to see those cards. So Irving, thank you for running those on there. Maybe we'll get you over here for an interview and I can little JR tribute from Chris Adams. By God, the American muscle wins it. Stone Cold. Yeah, Matt, rough matchup, but it was also just yeah. What do you didn't see any of your 13 openers. You saw Zaz, and that was about it. So, not much fun when the deck isn't running the way that you designed it to run. So, hopefully for him, it'll run better in his next matchup. But Irving absolutely crushed it, sir. Well done. Well done. And we'll see if we can't get him for an interview or not. Since we still only took about half the time in the round. Snugsy, how did you get that like American looking GG? That's cool. Is that just like a natural emote? That's awesome. Hope that means Irving is heading this way.
Guys, hello.
Hello.
The muscle has joined the chat.
Excellent. Am I currently speaking to the muscle?
You are currently speaking to the muscle.
Irving Diaz, the American muscle. You have quite a lot of fans in the chat, sir. You're a hero.
I think they just enjoy that I never play the same deck.
Right? Well, speaking of the deck, as a huge Warrior of Light fan myself, very happy to see that come to the tournament. What made you bring that today?
I think Chris Adams actually said it best in one of his casts a long time ago, and that's once every now and then I stumble on something, and then I'll just kind of just start saying, oh wow, this is actually kind of neat, and then I just keep playing through it until I find the build I like with it, and then I start looking at actually like how my win percentage is. Obviously, if the win percentage isn't right or you're not winning, you just put it back in the bin. But
yeah,
I was building it. I had originally actually looked at Warriors of Light, Fire, Water at the beginning of the set and kind of put it to the back burner.
Yeah,
thinking there was other stuff that was neat. And then as I went further in, after Florida, actually, I was like, well, you know what? Let's revisit some of the stuff I just have sitting here. And there was a lot of cool deck choices that I saw that were different. And then I started seeing different like lines of play that you can do with the deck, and it was really neat. Of like recursion and lowering costs. Like everybody's on the 3 Ferris, and I was like, well, this 4 Ferris lowers the cost of everything I'm playing, so why not?
Yeah. No, well, and that's one of my favorite cards from Opus 12. And I know a lot of people have kind of forgotten that card and just moved on from it. So now I like the three better, but I still love that card. And so it made me really happy when you plopped it down. And yeah, the chains you can do off of it with either the cost reduction or the ping are just so enjoyable. So I don't know if anyone else in chat feels the same way, but for me at least, I'm glad you had that one running.
Yeah, and it's a fun deck. It's got like it's not just linear. It can really just put some damage on people real quick. And a lot of the slower decks don't expect it because you don't expect to have 4 forwards out real quick and
Right.
3 of them to have haste and all that. So like people are running the new Warrior of Light, and I went all the way back to the starter deck Warrior of Light actually in the deck, which is
Oh,
just
nice.
+2 and the
Is that
haste.
the damage reduction one or?
No, it's just +2k to the board. It's a little 2 cost Warrior of
Oh,
Light.
okay. Nice.
And then if you have 3 or more or 4 on the board, then he gives himself haste. So it's kind of like another way to just
Oh,
keep
yeah.
expanding
Okay.
out.
The Opus 7 Firestarter guy.
Yeah, man, we're just having a good time here, and I mean, just trying to make it to day 2.
Well, major respect for that, sir. Let me ask you about Dusk. Did you have any consideration to do the Opus 12 Dusk, or were you always kind of sold on the Opus 7 one?
So I looked at both of them, and even the thing that I didn't like is that I was paying an extra CP for
Yeah.
the other one to bring something in. I already have enough stuff that brings stuff in because you're running Soul, you're
Yeah.
running Wool, and you're running Lena 3 cost, the crystal one.
The
So
crystal.
you
Yeah, we
have
saw two of those get hit in a row.
right, and I was like, well, I'm not really worried about crystals right now. Right now, I just need
Yeah.
to. In that matchup, I was just looking at, okay, he's gone 2 forwards. I just need to stabilize, so I'll take the damage early, and then I'll go kill his stuff. And then once I got stabilized, as far as he had nothing he could do because he has no forwards, and I'm gonna top deck or bottom deck something
Mm-hmm.
every single time. But the reason I chose that Dusk is he's just a draw card.
Yeah,
Well,
which is
Warrior of
great.
Light. He literally just says pay 1 because of Ferris, draw a card. How does that ever go bad?
Yeah, absolutely. No, you nailed it. And you said it too. Once you had that Refia set up, he can't do his traditional, oh, I want to do Hope and Vanille into light. You're
Right.
going to remove anything you put on there.
So
So,
there was a few of the turns where you actually saw where I kept the white mage up, and I was actually just using it as double defense in case
nice.
he did have a way. I could bounce something because everybody forgets that the white mage has the bounce ability.
Yeah.
And then also with Refia, so he actually had to use the Bahamut just to get rid of the Refia early,
Yep. Which was huge.
just in order to be able to play something. Because if not, everything's just going on top of the deck.
Yeah. No, it was nice. And I do like the synergy too between I always kind of forget that Igus gives your Warriors of Light. They can party with any color. And so when you did that, I was like, oh yeah, he's got that element fixing, and then you get the crystals, and then your
Yep.
soul can use it. So you're
And then
pretty
it's just
much in
like,
full
okay, now you're
control.
yeah.
Yeah.
Once I got past those few first turns, then it's just all straight go. I was like, all right, well, we're just making sure that he doesn't have enough to kill me back.
Yeah, absolutely. Can I ask what your record is currently?
I am 4-1. I
Ooh, you're
lost
crushing it.
to Ryan Chen on Ice Earth. Most of my rounds have gone pretty fast though. I think the first round I went 7-1.
Nice.
Second round 7-1. Third round 7-0. And then fourth round I lost to Chen. And then this last round, obviously, I've seen him.
Very nice. Good
So
use of I was gonna say good
Good.
use of Famfrit too, by the way. That I've always liked that Famfrit can purposely sack your own light wall, so then you can obviously fish something else out. And
Yeah, on that turn, I was actually looking to see how much CPU it was, like, and what was going to be the board clear. And I was like, okay, I'm clearing out a forward of his plus gaining an extra, and then I'm just going to drop this soul, even though the soul can't do anything. But now I'm going to bottom deck his squall, and then ready everything, draw a card, and then pass turn.
Which is huge. And the wall can get back Refia from the break zone, right? If she's in there.
Yeah,
because
so
that's how you recruit her.
Correct. So the wall brings back a 3 or less, and so that he gets. So it's actually cool because you can actually do it as defensive or offenses. Because you're running the crystal version, you can actually block with the wall on return, and then you can bring out the soul. The soul uses his little counter to bring out Ferris or something else from your hand.
Mhm.
So like I said, there's a lot of little neat little tricks. You
Yeah, all those fun little chains. Oh, that's fantastic, man. No, it made me really happy to see him. Well, those are all the questions I could think of. Did you have anyone you wanted to say a shout out to, or anything else you wanted to say for us here on the stream?
Just a shout out to all the boys out there that are, if you have an innovative deck, play it, guys. Just have fun. Like this, as before, I miss everybody out here. These guns are for everybody, so just come bring them. This is not these are America's guns. They're just not mine.
You got a lot. You got a lot of patriotic little snippets in the chat, and someone asked too. Do you have permits to have those guns, sir?
We're gonna have to put the Second Amendment on here.
Right.
And we're flexing through this tournament. Hopefully, we're gonna try to make it to day 2, and then hopefully win it all.
You're doing great so far, and Irving, I genuinely hope to see you and your Warriors of Light here on the stream tomorrow in day 2, just taking names and kicking ass.
I do like these Warriors of Light. They're doing exactly what they're supposed to.
That's fantastic, man. Well, thanks for taking the time to jump on here with me, and a big congrats to you again for your work. And again, hope we get to see you in the Top Cup, buddy.
All right, guys, you guys take it easy.
See you, Irving.